name is Delia Perez Meyer.
I know you will.
I do.
Thank you.
Yes, Judge. Hello. Thank you for having me here today. I am here to speak on behalf of my innocent brother who is on death row and has been for 10 years. His name is Luis Castro Perez. And I just wanted to point out a few of the mistakes that I believe have occurred in his case. First of all, they have the wrong man, and they knew there was other foreign DNA and about 50 foreign fingerprints in his case that they have refused to check and go back and check to this day. Second of all, the girls, there were 3 girls murdered in our case, and they were on the law enforcement team, and so they really went after him with a vengeance. At the time of the murders, there was a railroad serial killer named Angel Maturino Resendiz that we very strongly and firmly believe that he is responsible for the murders because of the way that they were brutally murdered, and because he actually confessed to one of our private investigators. And then, of course, that brings up another point, that the private investigator who was assigned to our case unfortunately had a drug problem and was in rehab at the time, and has probably messed up more than just a few cases that she's worked on during that time that she was addicted to drugs and in rehab. Also, I believe that there were some mistakes at the police department. The Austin Police Department has a long history of errors, including killing 33 people in Austin, most of them shot in the back. In addition, we had a Travis County Medical Examiner's Office that was run by Dr. Robert Bayardo, Dr. Elizabeth Peacock, that is atrocious. They were running it without having their licenses in orders. They were selling eyeballs out the back door, and amongst many, many other infractions. Not to mention that we have a judge who was napping, and a prosecutor, a couple of prosecutors that were overzealous and deliberately withheld evidence that could that could exonerate my brother to this day. So those are just a few of the things, and I want to thank the court very much for hearing me today.
Well, thank you, and the court is sorry for your personal struggle.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you. The court finds it very shocking that the Travis County DA's office knows that Bayardo's office was so screwed up during the entire time he was working, and has not taken initiative to reopen the cases in which men went to death row based on bodies that he examined. It's just further evidence that if you need to get something done, you need to have a good defense attorney that's going to fight for you, because the prosecutors are not going to help you and the cops are not going to help you, even if they know that what you are going through may not be factually the truth. That's just the court's observation. So is there any more witnesses, or is it almost time for a musical guest? Oh. Thank you.
My pleasure. I swear to tell the truth.
Yeah.
My name's Ashley Kincaid, and I am a convicted capital murderer. Many people, and I heard this during my trials, say that my life is worthless, as well as many other capital murderers. But my question is this: if my life has become worthless to everyone, then why does the state spend millions of dollars to pursue my death? If I'm worthless, why would you want to spend millions of dollars on me? I don't see how that makes any sense at all. Many people believe that this money is spent on all of the appeals, but this is not true. It costs millions of dollars in each state on average to pursue the capital murder case, regardless of appeals, and regardless if they are actually sentenced to death. To have someone in prison for their whole lives, it's only a couple $100,000 depending on the state and depending on the trials. To me, I would think that life would have more value than death. I would think that people would want to invest more money in security. You could give that money to the police officers so that they're out there patrolling the streets more, keeping us safe. We can invest this in psychologists that can treat crimes and prevent them before they happen by treating people with mental disabilities that lead them to committing the crimes that they do. You could also use this in healthcare, in hospitals. Again, you can use it to save lives instead of kill lives. In the United States, we're supposed to value freedom, we're supposed to value life. Not only by spending money on my capital case are you killing me, but you're also preventing other lives in this state and in the country from being saved. To me, I think that life is very important. I value it to the fullest. And I think the citizens of the United States should value it too and spend our resources saving lives instead of killing them. Thank you.
The court appreciates the prisoner's sentiments. Jason, do you need to talk to the judge, or do you need to take the stand?
I'm going to take the stand.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, I think I've already given my oath
Yeah, you did.
and my name. I want to talk to you a little bit about the law of parties, which convicted Kenneth Foster. Basically, the law of parties states that anyone who is in the vicinity of a crime can be sentenced to death. This happened to Kenneth Foster, who was driving a man, Mauricio Brown? Yes, Mauricio Brown. They were just going downtown driving. Kenneth Foster stops the car at some point. Mauricio Brown, unbeknownst to Kenneth Foster, gets out of the car and shoots a man. Mauricio Brown was put to death, but then so was Kenneth Foster was also put on death row. For driving a car, does this make sense to us? I mean, is this justice? How is this justice?
So the court's understanding is that Kenneth did not get out of the car. He stayed in the car, and the other man was the actual murderer.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's just one example of the crazy justice system that we have. Just wanted to expose that.
Are you calling the court crazy?
You sure you don't?
Possibly.
Ah! Oh, that's fine. She will let you get away with it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Explain it to her.
Okay, would our... okay, well, the court was able to deliberate, and she thanks the witnesses for their testimony and the information provided, and based on the people's testimony against the death penalty and hearing no testimony in favor, the court is going to find the death penalty guilty on all counts, on the counts of racism, on the count of classism, on the counts of targeting the poor and the innocent, on the count of ineffective assistance of counsel and other problems with the administration system of justice, and on the count of cruel and unusual punishment. The court finds the death penalty guilty on all counts, and the court is hereby adjourned. Woo!